Oh, we're about to get a workout in.
Yeah.
About to show this guy what's up. You know, he hoops me up, but then when we get in the gym, it's another story.
I think I'll outlift you still, bro.
You think so? I mean, you might. You're bigger than me.
I think outlifting, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I think I'll be close.
I don't think so.
And I'm, what am I, like 8 years older than you?
Yeah, that's fine. Are you making
No excuses, bro. No excuses. None at all.
I've been going hard from the night into the daylight. Telling them all that yesterday's price is not the same price. Eating up what's for breakfast, I can tell you what it tastes like. Wake up and I see red and I still don't got no brake lights. Yeah, feeling super fly. I look in the mirror, see ambition in my eyes. Got more than one formula, they love the way I drive. Yeah, I've been a prize, there's no need to be surprised.
Hey, you know, like you talked all that shit, bro, on the basketball court. But now what's happening, bro, huh? Let's go, Hosey. Because if you really want to build muscle, you need to consume like 150 grams of protein a day.
A day?
And it's also blood sugar regulation. So like in the past, you know how like we went so long yesterday without eating?
Yeah.
Your blood sugar like drops really low. And when you eat shit that is like fast burning,
yeah,
what happens is it spikes and then drops. So what I was feeling is it would spike, drop, and then you get like really lethargic in the afternoon, like 2, 3 o'clock, need a coffee or something.
Break it down. What's the routine for Aaron after a workout?
Yeah, so the routine is after the workout, I just did some aminos, some creatine, and some glutamine, all to help with recovery. And now we're doing some Previnex. Shout out to Previnex. I'd love to be a sponsor for you guys. I love your product. I think it's dope. And it's just a clean source of protein. So we get this in right after the workout. And then we'll have our first meal of the day. First meal of the day will consist of, protein, a little bit of carbs. And then we're off to the races, baby.
I'm gonna get me some bacon. I'm gonna get me some sausage. I'm gonna get me some eggs.
Bro, he's got
pancakes. I'm just kidding.
Hey, he's got to do something to feed the pancito. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's called the panzota.
Panzota. I see.
It's got to be
bad. Hey, so I'm on a mission to ensure that he shows up in that area because he's an amazing leader. He's an amazing human. And the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So if you see him out in public, be like, hey, bro, how's the pancita?
Coming along. Yeah, and then touch it if you want.
And together as a team, no, don't touch, bro. But together as a team, we'll get him on the right track.
Yeah.
And he knows that I love him, and that's the only reason that I'm pushing on him.
I think we kind of help each other in that manner, that there's certain things that we say to each other repeatedly, and then it sticks. So sometimes we need to hear things more than one time in order for it to stick. Sometimes we need to hear it 8, 10 times in order for it to have an impact. And I think as long as the other person knows it's coming from a place of love, it's all good. So there are things that I say to people, like another thing that he'll say to me is he'll be like, hey, look, it's going to be great once you stop selling real estate and we can focus 100% of our time and energy in this opportunity. And he'll say that to me almost every time we talk on the phone or almost every time I see him in person, and that's just him like reselling me on the vision basically. And it's the same thing with the pancita. With the pancita, it's the same thing. He's basically like, hey, look, it's going to be great once you're able to do this, and he's leading the way in that department. And there's been areas where I lead the way in other things. I'm like, hey, look, dude, I've already tested these waters, like, come do this.
Yes.
This is the importance of doing this. And there's areas where he does the same thing for me. In the fitness aspect, he's definitely by far leading the way.
Yeah, and you did it for me even yesterday, where when I was at Ryan and when I finished the podcast, you were like, bro, like you need to get on other people's podcasts.
And that's me.
That's you doing the same thing for me and pushing me in that direction.
And when I saw him perform at a podcast, I'm like, dude, that's all you need. But how many times have I said that to you already?
All the time.
Since that time. I've said that to you probably since the podcast yesterday, probably 5, 6 times. Hey, dude, the one thing, just one thing, if you can do one thing that'll have a massive impact on your business, it's just being on more podcasts.
Yeah, so the question is who do you have in your life that challenges you in that way, in a loving manner, to really help you improve and express the highest version of yourself. So I'm appreciative of you, man.
Yeah, and same here. Like some people might get sensitive, like if he's like, oh, pancita or whatever, but it's an accurate assessment of reality. I have a pancita. Like there's no denying it, bro. There is no denying it. So it's like, and there's other areas too, but I think a part of it is like, I've given certain feedback to other individuals, and their ego is so
Big.
large
Yeah.
that they can't see that feedback is coming from a place of, hey, I want to help you, or I want to help improve your life. And they're almost like, nah, like he doesn't know what he's doing, or hey, like almost like, no, I don't want to learn from him. Instead of just being like, you know what? Does this person have a track record of achieving certain results in a certain area? And is what he's saying is true? And could this actually help me? Non-ego, non-anything. So the whole pancita thing, it's true.
Yeah.
It's not like...
And what you're saying to me is true.
Yeah.
As far as like, hey man, this is an area that you need to focus on. So we both really care about each other, and we want each other to express the highest version of themselves. So the question is who do you have in your life that does that for you? Not from a malicious intent, not from a trying to put you down so they can feel better about themselves, but more like, hey bro, I really care about you, and I see what you're capable of, and here's what I see is limiting you in some capacity. And then it just becomes a fun kind of playful, ever-evolving thing.
And then for you guys, if you guys want to see an amazing podcast, he did a great podcast with Ryan Pineda. He did another one with Brian Davila, and then he did one with, I think, wealthy creator Justin, which all three of them were like phenomenal. If you want to see like just things explained in a way where they make sense and why he made the decision to go all in on EXP, those are like very good episodes to watch them.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's grow.
Because even like the way you broke it down, like when they asked you about EXP, I think they expected you just to be like, oh, I joined EXP because of the rev share, or I joined EXP because of the stock. They did not expect you to go to Novello, talk about the 4 different
forms of leverage,
and they did not expect you to go into Hermosi's like opportunity ladder. So when you went into both of those, and then you came up with the filters that you put those things through now, okay, does it compound? Any business opportunity, does it compound? Does it net more than a certain amount
of year? Leveraged?
Is it leveraged?
Where is it on the opportunity ladder?
Does it have impact?
Yeah.
And now if you have a filter of what you put all the opportunities, because otherwise, like it's like when you were thinking about starting a title company, and then Lars told you, hey, like, does it do this? Does it do that?
Yeah.
Like creating these filters, and it's like, no, it was just the money grab.
Just the money grab.
It's just the money grab. But even when they asked you that, it wasn't like, hey, I just woke up one day and like I saw like somebody move, I think this is a good opportunity. You studied the model, and everything that you had done up until that point led up to you making that decision because you understood leverage. You understood the opportunity ladder as well, too.
I put it through all the filters, and when Ryan was challenging me and saying like, hey, is that the best use of your time? And I was like, yeah, well, not only have I put it through all these filters, it's the best use of my time right now.
Yeah.
Now that may change. 3 to 5 years from now, it may change. Just like I shared with him, he shared that he's selling a business.
Yeah.
So at one point he felt that that was the most valuable use of his time.
And that was such a great response.
And now that's not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point it was like, okay, this. But even having those filters, like for me, that's helpful. I'm like, oh, whenever I get business opportunities, have a set of criteria that it meets. Even it's like, does it fit my natural disposition? Mm-hmm. And then if it fits those criterias, then do it. If it doesn't, then don't do it.
Yeah, and there's as people who are entrepreneurial, there's always 10 out of 10 opportunities. So there's all these ways to make money. At the same time, though, I believe in what I'm learning experientially is that if you have those filters and you run them through, and you are left with like 2 opportunities, let's say that compound, that are very highly leveraged. Now you ask yourself a question, which one is more in alignment with my natural disposition? Which one would allow me to do work that's meaningful with people that I like and enjoy? And which one will have a big impact on, as many people as possible? You're left with one. And when you're left with that one,
now you go
all in. So one of the things that we observed with Ryan, what Ryan's doing is amazing. Like I was super impressed with him, really whip smart, understands leverage. He's really coming from a place of contribution. He's trying to build other leaders. He's really exposing a whole group of entrepreneurs to a different kind of mindset and a way of thinking with Wealthy Kingdom and things of that nature. The observation that me and you made is he has a lot of things going on. He has multiple businesses. And we started to ask ourselves a question. It's like, well, if he were to focus on one, say no to all of them, and with his skill set, focus on one, he could create a $200 million company or a $500 million company. Right? Yeah. So I think the challenge is as somebody who's smart, hardworking, and ambitious, to decide what's the thing to stack my time on top of that's worth going all in on.
Yeah.
Because I think if you do that, in a short period of time, you will get outsized results. People externally will be like, how are you doing that? And it's because you've said no to everything else and yes to one thing.
You know what's funny? When you said this is the largest opportunity of our lifetime, and Novello was like, what? Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Yeah.
Like, what do you mean the largest opportunity of our lifetime? And he's like, tell me about it. Like, like almost like he didn't see it or understand it.
And once I explained it, which was cool, because he came out with smoke.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I hate agents. I think EXP is a scam. Like, and at the end, what I appreciated is he was open. And once I explained it in a way that was logical and made sense to him, he said, like, yeah, I don't know if I'm fully sold on it. I understand it better now.
Better now. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what was true for me as far as like being able to get yourself to a place of certainty. Because I've heard Grant Cardone say this. He's like, do whatever you have to do to get certain. Because once you're certain, there's a thing that says like once you are certain and kind of make a decision, I'm forgetting the exact quote, but it says like providence moves. And what the word providence means, it's like divine or godly. So it's like things conspire to like move you in that direction. But it's like when you have to get certain. And by me studying Novello, listening to Hormozi, thinking about the opportunity ladders, putting it through filters, bro, I'm certain, like 1,000%. And as such, that allows me to go, okay, this is worth going all in on. And when you get yourself to that place of certainty, you can begin to materialize what it is that you're thinking very quickly, much faster than if you're not certain.
Yeah. And just for our viewers, it's kind of rare that he forgets a quote. Like, so that doesn't ever happen.
Yeah.
Even like Ryan noticed it. Like, it's like the quotes.
Me,
He's like, dude, you're like a philosopher or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. But let's go get some breakfast.
Let's go get some breakfast, bro. We're hungry. Yeah.
So while you guys are enjoying this fine dinner, I wanted to give out a couple of awards. This year's been a really powerful year and some people have really stood out. The first is a gentleman who was about to make a decision to go to another company. He was 2 days away